Hi there, Tim Bauer here from LiveVideoGuitarLessons.com with the practice tip of the day. This one is for the beginning player, and today I want to go over something that you can do to help you change chords a little faster. So let's just jump right in. You know, a lot of times, like when you're changing chords, oftentimes chords within your chord progression will share a note. But people tend to want to pick up their whole, like if you change from A minor to C, they'll pick up the whole A minor chord and then put the whole C chord back down, and that's a lot of work. Let's just think about what we're doing here. This is A minor. Get that where you can see that. I have my C note here on the first string and the second fret, and I have my E note here on the fourth string and the second fret, and my A note here on the second fret of the third string. The only thing you have to move to get from A minor to C is this third finger comes up and goes over here to catch this C, and vice versa. You get from C to A minor, and we'll cover the theory in a different video. But when you're in the key of C, you're going to get a lot of A minor chords most of the time. It's actually the relative minor for the key of C, so it belongs in the key. So it's a very, very, very common chord change. So you don't want to do this, and and then pick the whole thing up, start all over again. Although people do that because they're thinking about it's very common and it's understandable. Everybody's just thinking about, okay, I need to play by A minor, and then they say, okay, stop, and then they want to play the C, so okay, start with that. But if you think about, kind of plot out what you're going to do with your chord progression, you'll save yourself a lot of work, and you'll be able to change your chords faster. A very common chord progression is G, played with 4 fingers, down to D, or different orders, but these chords, and then E minor 7, played like this, and then C add 9, played like this. And what this, we can get into the songwriting aspect in a different video, but songwriters basically are kind of tying those chords together with those two notes, and it's forcing them to be common within all those changes, because it's all harmonic. But the normal progression is G, D, E minor, C. But if I kind of alter the chords a little bit so that I have G and then D and then E minor 7 and then C add 9, I can keep these down the whole time. So when you're playing that, you want to you play a G, and then leave this third finger down, because we just pick the other 3 up, and because we need it for our D chord. And over here, and then we're going to leave that down again and go up here for my E minor chord. Hopefully you can see that. And then you can either play it like this, or you can add this finger back down for the E minor 7. This is E minor 7 and that's E minor 7. Again, more theory. They're both the same chord, just different voicings of the same chord. And then most of the time they leave it down, and then they being songwriters. And then come over here for the C add 9. So instead of doing this, and then pick it all up, put it all down, and then pick it all up, put it all down, pick it all up, put it all down, you just do this. You leave them down the whole time. And that way you save yourself a lot of work, and everything sounds real nice and smooth, and they can kind of keep ringing the whole time while you're playing. So, okay, so let's say we're changing, let's pick another key. Alright, say we're playing something in the key of E minor. Alright, and again, we'll talk about theory in another video. I'm using chords that belong in the same key, so I'm not changing to something weird just for the video. I mean, these are chords that you're going to be changing to from E minor in the key of E minor. Alright, so if I'm on E minor, you're often going to change to an A minor chord. Alright, there are no common notes to your A minor chord, no common fingerings for your E minor chord. But you can kind of plot out, because here's your E minor, here's your A minor. If you kind of think about it in advance and just realize that your E minor is this, and to get to my A minor, these two are going to come down one string, and they can kind of stick together just like that. You don't have to pick it all up and put it all down. And it can come down one string, and then I add a finger. So, and you can do that with any of the chords. You just want to kind of plot out what the actual motion is, and anywhere you can, save a little effort by holding a note down, or just kind of you know, like for that change, we can keep our fingers stuck together, which these two fingers want to stick together all the time anyway. So say you're changing from G to C. Okay. Well, you're just out of luck there. Everything has to move. So that's okay. But if you play your G, and I don't necessarily recommend you doing this because it messes people up in the very beginning, but after you learn how to play and you know, you get to a little higher level of playing, if you're playing a chord, a song that has a chord progression that has G to C a lot, and this is very true of if you know somebody who's 70 years old, you know, maybe you're, I don't know how old you are watching it, but you know, back in the 60s and 70s, people used to play their G chords this way, and in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, it kind of changed in the 80s. They played it this way because a very common change was from G to C, and if I do that, I can keep basically the same shape. And if you're playing a song, an old song, or a song that goes a lot G to C, you might want to consider doing that, because these two fingers have basically the same shape as the C. I'm going to pick that up, pull these two fingers down one string, add my first finger over here, and there's my C chord. This is off topic for a second, but you know, the reason people don't play their G like that much anymore is because since about the 80s, songwriters tended to change from G to D, and the reason they're playing it this way or this way is because it's closer. You know, you can get there faster. So anyway, just kind of think about it, and if you take 2 minutes out and kind of plot out where your chord changes are, you can picture them in your head better. In addition to it being more efficient and faster and all that, you can, because you're not really supposed to look at, I know you want to look at your hands, you know, you're not really supposed to do that. I know you have to do that a little bit in the beginning, but you can picture where the actual movement is in your head better by plotting them out in advance, and you'll save yourself a lot of time, and you'll be surprised at how much faster you can, you'll get kind of the hang of changing from chord to chord to chord. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Thanks for tuning in for this practice tip. Tune in again tomorrow for another one, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.